useless against the virus.
Things bubble like cracked eggs on a hot sidewalk.
The President of the United States said today he is taking a drug to prevent coronavirus that the FDA warns is dangerous, and study after study now show is useless against the virus.
He is taking an unproven drug that medical experts warn can have harmful side effects. This is really deadly serious. It is quite dangerous.
Why does he bring up this hydroxychloroquine? I don't even know that he's really taking it, by the way.
And that's just what they said between tokes. Now, remember, Trump hadn't said he was taking some overpriced exotic root from the rainforest that Gwyneth Paltrow claims loosened her chakras. He wasn't licking some toxic acid off an Amazon frog rescued from Joe Rogan's isolation tank. No, he took a reliable drug under the best supervision that's been around a half century. Now, what exactly did Chris Cuomo take, Kaylee?
Cuomo mocked the president for this, and interestingly, I found this out just before coming here. Hydroxychloroquine, of course, is an FDA-approved medication with a long-proven track record for safety, and it turns out that Chris Cuomo took a less safe version of it called quinine, which the FDA removed from the market in 2006 because of its serious side effects, including death. So really interesting to have that criticism of the president.
Oh, she's good. But Cuomo, he's a hypocrisy machine. He says don't break quarantine, then he does. Don't take risky meds, then he does. He accuses people of not taking the virus seriously, and then he does this.
Is it true that this was the swab that the nurse was actually using on you, and that at first it went into your nose and disappeared, so that in scale, this was the actual swab that was being used to fit up that double back?
Isn't that adorable? So you have two pole smokers, Anderson Cooper Vanderbilt Jr., and you have little Lemonnier boy, Don Lemon. I wonder if they do poppers when they're servicing their boyfriends. I wonder what kind of drugs they ingest. They're worried about Trump taking hydrochloroquine. It's just unbelievable. The drug culture is offended by the president taking a drug as a preventative against COVID. And look at these two clowns. These are the two clowns that on Mother's Day had their mommy, Matilda, on. And they both told you how precious she is and why they can't go near her because they didn't want to infect her. And even though they're not infected, Mom, we're not coming near you. But scumbag on the right, El Duce Jr., has now murdered 6,100 elderly New Yorkers in nursing homes because of his decree that they had to take in COVID patients when they didn't ever have to. Consider it that Trump put two hospitals that would have handled all of it. And they're laughing. They're doing comedy shtick. This is funny to them. This is all about celebrating themselves. Lunchtime with the Cuomo boys. They'll make fun of each other. And this is a laughable moment. Could you imagine if Trump did this? Could you imagine if Trump was responsible for 6,000 deaths because of a retarded, insane decision by Cuomo to put COVID patients in nursing homes? And to these guys, they're the Marx Brothers. This is something to celebrate. That, hey,
shotgun that you have mounted on the front of your pretty face.
He's like a birthday magician on drugs. Carrot Top, I know you're watching. Someone broke into your prop closet. Call the cops. I don't mind mixing humor with news, but do the news.
By the way, that's twice the amount of people that died on 9/11. For anybody out there that cares. Cuomo sentenced to death these old people, twice as many who died on 9/11. So 20 years of ringing fire bells and calling off names every September 11th, and we have to suffer through this, and the endless patronage that we have to bend our knees to all these alleged heroes, okay? but talking about the guys who died doing their job. But the endless patronage. It became a cottage industry, and Coulter was dead right. And this creep, responsible for 6,100 elderly deaths, and all is well in Cuomo land. Hey, Matilda's feeling good. Yep, their mommy is safe and secure with your tax-paying money.
First.
Too bad about your
News also
parents.
did good, at least for the elderly in rest homes who died by the thousands under Governor Cuomo. And what did the press do? They lionized him in part because of these adorable CNN routines. Imagine if I pulled out a giant swab. CNN would condemn my depraved indifference to death.
Yes, they would.
Makes you wonder when you look at Chris or Don Lemon. What are they? News? Commentary? Prop comics? At Fox, you know what we are. I do commentary.
They're propagandists. That's what they are. They're shills for the deep state.
But CNN is a garbage salad. Dudes doing commentary is news. And so as the media gushed over Andy, they smeared Florida's governor, who had enough.
Got a lot of people in your profession who waxed poetically for weeks and weeks about how Florida was going to be just like New York. Wait 2 weeks, Florida's going to be next. Just like Italy, wait 2 weeks. Well, hell, we're 8 weeks away from that, and it hasn't happened.
DeSantis is trying to be nice. What he really wanted to say was you waxed poetic about California and especially New York. What an adroit job Mr. Cuomo was doing. Well, DeSantis lost 200 elderly in the most elderly state in America. The virtual retirement home that is Florida, 200. Cuomo, 6,000.
I think whatever Trump has is contagious. It's not corona, but cojones. Then, did you hear? Trump didn't wear his mask briefly in Michigan. Some people put it in perspective, except this loon.
Is the president no longer welcome in Michigan?
Well, I will say, speaking on behalf of my department and my office, that's right. The president is like a petulant child who refuses to follow the rules.
Watch this mutt's face, this ridiculous-looking mutt who never got enough daddy time. I could psychoanalyze her in 10 seconds. Daddy didn't pay much attention to her. And she was told she could go out and have be a man, if only she could grow an appendage between her legs. So she's pissed off because Daddy really didn't care about girls' softball or something. But I look at this ridiculous countenance with these apoplectic looks. That's all you got to know.
Is a ridiculous person, and I am ashamed to have him be president of the United States of America. And I hope that the voters of Michigan will remember this back in when November comes, that he didn't care enough about their safety. He didn't care about their welfare.
Nice work, crazy lady. Now to the guy who brutalized an elderly person in a Michigan nursing home. Where was the care and safety in that? Yeah, she freaks out about the mask, but not that. In her own state? Nice priorities, you joke. It's also funny watching people like her and reporters go after Trump for not wearing a mask, as they
don't wear a mask.
Either. Apparently their message is more important than the president's. Meanwhile, left-wing writer Katha Pollitt said this.
So her agenda was just to take a swipe at Trump.
If he ate babies.
See that?
How does one respond?
Bottom line is this, people. These liberals are sick, demented, twisted, commie bastards. And you think you're going to negotiate with them and instill reason in their dysfunctional, drug-induced brains? These people are degenerate. They're degenerate at the core of their soul. Okay? And it comes out in how they talk, their facial expressions, their lunacy, their endless hypocrisy. Everything they do. If Trump even did 1/10, could you imagine what they would say? Doing a dog and pony show about this disease, and his decisions were so bereft, they're perverse. So, Andrew, I hope you're happy. 6,200 deaths, Andrew. My mother's in an assisted living place. Before any rat in government opened their mouth about prevention, I called that institution and I told them I don't want anyone in my mother's room unless I know who it is. And if more than one person goes in her room in any course of the day and I don't know who it is, there's going to be hell to pay. Thank God my mother at 92 is still alive. But I will tell you, Andrew, if you had done to my mother what you done to them, you'd be having a problem. And I wouldn't be going away till the problem was solved. But that's just me. And I probably ought to drink decaf.